Here we go. Well, happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome to Renderdome 4 Clash of the Titans. I think there's at least a 50% chance that we're actually live, and so I'm just going to keep powering forward as I am wont to do. Hi, everybody. My name is Andy Milkus. Welcome to Renderdome 4, and let's see who's in the chat. I see Mark Wellington, Josh Lawrence, Mike Mendizable, Austin Campbell is here, John Agg. How are things in the future, John Agg? Brooks, Matt Spencer, David Kreitz, just to name a few. Finn Yeager is here. My friends, it's been 3 years since we've done Renderdome. And what that means is that the statute of limitation has expired. And so we are allowed to attempt this again. The first thing that I want to do is bring on the show. Oh, look at that lower third. Look at that. Okay. I would like to, speaking of lower thirds and technical direction, I want to bring on our friend, our spiritual guide, our shoulder to cry on, our man with his button on the music, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from Massachusetts. He thinks the music is off, ladies and gentlemen. Brian Fox. Let's hear it for Brian Fox from Boris Effects. Hey, Brian. But hopefully not the last we're going to hear. Brian, thank you very much on behalf of the Logik community and the entire television viewing audience at home. I want to thank you very much for voluntolding. You've been voluntold to be the technical director for Renderdome again, and you enthusiastically said yes. I would love to. So, thank you very much for being a part of this, Brian, and making it possible.
Well, let's try this again, because thank you, Jan, for letting me know my audio was off. All right, so this has been a white hot start, hot mess.
Well, it's important to get all these things out of the way ahead of time. That's what I've learned. 149 episodes of Logik Live. It's stumble out of the gate, and then it's all uphill from there. You know, you've really just set the expectations.
You'll notice I'm not wearing headphones, and that's a very wise move for a live stream director to not be wearing headphones. So that shows you where we're at.
It's a visual medium, being a flame artist,
really
and so we have nothing to worry about. But speaking of setting the bar low, I would like to introduce our two guests today, our two contestants, who, again, when the call went out, these two guys raised their hands up exuberantly and energetically and said, absolutely pick someone else. But if no one else is available, we'll do Renderdome. I first would like to say hello to the man on my left, the lovely, the talented Andy Dill from coming to us all the way from Vermont.
Hello.
If you're at home, please applaud for Andy Dill.
Oh, you don't want sound effects, do you? Oh,
That's what I say every time I get home.
I keep here with me the world's greatest flame artist belt buckle that you gifted me, Andy. So I thank you very much. I can see that our live stream has already gone to an ad, and so I anticipate being yelled at for that on the forum, but that's okay. That's the penalty of doing a live show. But I also want to welcome a brand new contestant to the Renderdome, but not a stranger to Logik Live or the forum. I present to you all Astoria's own Britt Ciampa. Hello, Britt. Welcome to Renderdome.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm quite excited to be here. I'm ready to go.
Britt, we're gonna start with you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay.
Where you work? What do you do?
So I work at Mr. Wolf, and mainly in long form, so TV episodic things. I have been a flame artist for almost 10 years now, and all that time has been at Mr. Wolf. So I have gone from cub to middling wolf, and and yeah, my first experience with flame was when I was a tiny child. My dad, who I work with still, has been a flame artist. Before that was a Henry artist. So I have early memories of going in LA and sitting with those big, huge tablets, and things like that. And now I've got my own significantly smaller tablet. But still, just drawing garbage masks and making garbage and trying my best to make it through the day. So yeah, that's about it.
One frame at a time, right?
One frame at a time.
So how are you feeling before we start the Renderdome? Are you nervous? Are you excited? A little bit of both?
Yeah, I'm a little bit of both. I mean, I'm only saying that because I feel like I should say that, but no, I'm terrified.
As you should be. Yes. Fortunately, everyone will be judging you in the chat. So,
yeah.
But at least that's equal.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again, Britt, for being a part of this. Brother Dill, who is coming back to the Renderdome for his third time in the ring.
Third time. In wrestling, they call me enhancement talent at this point.
I love it. Oh, good. You got a brew. I got one as well. And so
this is root beer and coffee, which
okay. Well, this is still and this is beer and coffee. So I wasn't really sure how I was going to go.
Nice.
Today.
That's
So
going to be me right
for
after
anything. That's right.
But I want to be sharp.
Brother Dill, how are you feeling today back in the Renderdome?
I'm excited to be here. I think this is going to be a lot of fun.
Excellent. Well said.
I'm ready to get started. See what we got.
Let's get right into it for our audience at home who maybe have never seen a Renderdome. Think of like an Iron Chef or a Chopped challenge where you have these two amazing flame artists here, and they have no idea what the task is going to be before them, but they're going to have a limited amount of time to kind of do the impossible, which is pretty much what it means to be a flame artist, I think, on a daily basis. So I have sent them a zip file that has the footage and the red pen notes of what the challenge is going to be today. And Brian, if you wouldn't mind putting up on the screen the password so that our two friends here at home can go ahead and unzip the footage. The password is "you are muted." That's all one word. If you know, you know. And Brian, if you wouldn't mind now bringing up the first clip. So we're going to show the viewing audience at home what Andy and Britt are going to be working on. And here it is. All right. I believe they call this a screen comp in the if I use the parlance of the trade. And really no screen comp is good without the fill that goes along with it. So if you wouldn't mind playing clip number 2. And look at this. No, that isn't stock footage. And well, I should say, no, that isn't Gen AI. It is a piece of stock footage, but we're going to do, what is a fairly standard task as flame artists here. Look at the concern. Look at Dill. Look at the focus, right? He's thinking, what have I gotten myself into here?
It's just that the video view is over here and the camera's over there. So
okay, gotcha. But it's, you know what, though, it does make for a thoughtful post.
Very seriously,
it makes for good TV.
Exactly.
So I'm just going to run with it.
It's like a 2-camera.
Were you able to unzip the file successfully?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. We're working in Rec 709, ladies and gentlemen. And Brian, if you wouldn't mind bringing up red pen notes number 1. The client has sent along, red pen notes number 1. And of course, we have to track the image onto the screen. That makes the screen comp. And then there are three things that they would like addressed. Either the production or the production company, somebody decided they were going to help us in post by putting a piece of black like duct tape or gaff tape over the brand logo at the bottom of the screen, thereby making it much more difficult to clean up than if it was just a small word. And then at the top by the little camera there, that is clearly where somebody, I'm not saying it was prop department, it could have been this hand model, clearly grabbed the top of the screen with their thumb and left a nice giant thumbprint up there. And then I'm going to, channel the 4 years of film school that I had and assume that big white rectangle there is a reflection of a studio light that is behind the camera. And so in addition to the screen comp, those are the 3 cleanup notes. Britt, how you feeling about this?
I'm feeling good. Wait, what about the people? They got little S's on them.
I'm glad that you're concerned about the people.
Yeah.
That shows empathy. That shows a good upbringing. Your father would be proud. Let's commend your father for excellent upbringing. The client has sent along a second note, and that is if there's time, okay, a few of these windows here, the camera's moving, which, doesn't normally happen in a Zoom meeting. You also don't normally have shallow depth of field and perfect lighting on every single person, but, just throwing it out there. But Brian, if you could bring up clip number 2. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not the red pen notes, but actually clip number 2, just so that the audience at home can see that there's a little bit of camera movement. And I guess it could be, a feature of like the video conferencing software, but one of the creatives decided that the fact that the camera's moving in those windows is distracting. And so we explained to them that we only have a certain amount of time. And they said, okay, if there's time, please get to it. And you know what that means. So, ignore this note at your peril. But Brother Dill, how are you feeling?
Okay. I think I'm feeling okay.
Good. Well,
but we'll see how it goes.
That shot of the laptop has got a very bright green screen on it that we probably didn't need, but no one asked us. Yeah. As is typical. What would how we would like the screen prepared, and there are no tracking marks and shallow depth of field. So,
Love it.
I think we should get started. Do you guys have any questions before you start?
I got one. I mean, it can happen on the thing. The webcam shot has black borders. Do you want the black border to be broadly even, or do you want the slightly wider borders that exist on the side?
I think they should be even.
Cool.
Yeah. And then, of course, the client will ask what happened to those black borders, that are a trademark feature of our message.
Yeah. That's
all right. I'm looking at the chat here. We got everything from Andy Dill, the Flame King, classic. There you go. There's some of this. Finn has the best comment so far. I wonder what brand of laptop that is. Literally not a clue. All right. Let's keep it lively in the chat, friends. Brian, could you put 45 minutes on the countdown clock?
Yes, I can, maybe. That'll take me a couple minutes.
That'll take you about 42 minutes.
I'm sure they'll use the extra time, so I'll get the clock up going.
Well, this is what we're going to do. We're just going to see how your marks get set, go, and our 2 contestants can start. And then when we get the camera going or the countdown clock going, we'll overlay that. But good luck, gentlemen. If you have any questions, please shout them out. Again, audience in the chat, we're counting on you for your thoughts, your feedback, and I think this is it, my friends. Renderdome 4. You know what I just realized is that, oh, gentlemen,
Oh,
That's very confusing.
yeah.
that's it.
Yeah,
You may comp away.
All right.
Let's get underway here.
All right.
All right. Let's see. We can bring up the Flame Artist screens. I know I'm
Second.
asking a lot of my technical director here. He can't hear me because I have any headphones in right now.
I'll get some music in for a second too.
All right. So now I see there's Britt going first. Looks like he's working in batch, which is good. And let's see. Oh, I see. Interesting. Britt is using the edge detect method to kind of assist the tracking. Is that what I'm seeing there, Britt?
That's what you're seeing.
Great. This is the one part about doing your job as a flame artist that doesn't normally happen. You have somebody asking you questions about like obvious things that you're doing.
Yeah.
Thank you for the music there. Yes, Quinn, we can't use Jeopardy music on an endless loop because they'll take it down. But we're going to have the next best thing, which is 2 seconds of music in 1 minute intervals from Brian. Here we go. Yeah, this is kind of like working in a post house in the aughts. You know?
Oh, hold on, wrong music. Hold on. Let me put
Like
your
spa music.
Hold on.
Here we go. Oh, okay. Britt, it looks like, is going to try to track this in Synthesize. Brian, are you familiar with Synthesize?
May have heard of it. How's that? There we go.
There we go.
Let me know in the chat how that music mix is, since I have no clue, but levels look good.
Excellent. All right. So Britt has rendered out, it looks like, an edge detect version of his shot. He's blipping the hell out of that, as as they say. And he is beginning to do a track. Look at this. He's drawing a mask, it looks like, around a roto mask to
No, I'm too lazy. I've got no time. I got.
Oh, you're just
you
you did an auto track, and yeah, you're deleting trackers.
Yeah.
All right. Austin Campbell in the chat has responded with "ooh, Synthesize" appropriately, and Puddle Hopper 604 is a fellow wolf who's saying "Go Brit," and it's like I've got a second ad here. I'm going to go ahead and try to remedy that. All right. Well, we go. What's when do we check in with Brother Dill? What's he working on?
Getting the camera track.
Nice. All right. I have disabled ads for this stream. Hopefully that'll be the last one. All right. Oh, it looks like Dill is using the is that the mono tracker, mono analyzer?
It is indeed.
Nice.
The old standby.
All right. Oh, look at this. So we've got a track in the mono analyzer, and you're putting some spheres.
Yeah.
There's the locators. This would probably be a good opportunity for me to remind the Flame audience out there to please go to Flame Feedback and upvote the feature request to turn any axis into a locator. Thank you very much. Just do a search for it. It'll be much appreciated. All right, 45 minutes is on the clock, ladies and gentlemen. And Dill looks like he is orienting a screen where the screen needs to go. You know, I once had a nightmare in Swedish, and this music was playing.
Your music, friend. Your music.
I know. This is what happens when you take the folder full of music from Renderdome 3 that was 3 years ago and just send it to Brian without listening to it.
I mean, for the record, we could be listening to some like really nice, high quality music, but you know, then you couldn't monetize your 15 cents
right.
off this stream. So,
Oh wow, you get 15 cents off the stream? That's amazing.
we get 200K subs, so we
Oh,
get
yeah. All right. So
get
yeah,
a
you
little
do get the full 15
little
cents.
bit,
Then,
little bit
absolutely.
more.
All right. Why don't we bounce back over to Britt and see how his tracking is coming along? Britt is there in Synthesize. I have seen this technique before, and I use it sometimes of taking my footage and running it through an edge detect just to kind of, pre-process or help the tracker along. I know there are people out there who think it isn't necessary. There are others who swear by it, but that's what it means to be a flame artist. You roll your own. I don't think it would be a totally off-brand for me to say to go to logic.tv/Boris Effects and see and use our affiliate links if this app called Synthesize seems interesting to you. Let's see. I know that the audience is engaged when BJ is asking which of the two of you is using the mechanical keyboard.
Oh, that's me. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine. I have one too.
I've been
There we
jealous
go.
of colorists for years.
Now we got the matrix happening. All right. I can't see. Like Britt's got a good H-pix going on, and the tracking continues. Let's bounce back over to Dill and see how the camera tracker inside Flame is working out.
It's going okay. I think I got something usable.
I always find it interesting, like this. One of the things I liked about this particular shot or this particular task is like there are a bunch of things on the list. You have to track the screen. You have to deal with the green in whatever capacity. You're going to have to deal with the cleanup, and so I see you both. Yeah. It's interesting. You both started to attack the tracking first.
That's always like. You need that problem solved before anything else is going to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Like no matter how you deal with the focus fall or whatever, if it's not tracked, you got nothing.
Oh, Jesus. What did I do wrong?
John Ashby has joined the chat. Quinn is correct when he says a good track paves the way to success. And yeah, Jeremy in the chat is correct. There's just a wee bit of spill on the screen there, or on the hand rather.
On the hand?
Yeah, that'll happen when you have like 1,000 nit screen that has green on it, and it becomes a lighting source and as well as a plot device. All right, Dill is now grabbing some kind of Logic matchbox. Bet you I know which one it is. I bet you it's the additive keyer. Croc additive keyer. Will he be using Joel's version?
Oh yeah.
Yes, he will. Brother Dill, why use additive keying for this one?
It's very fast, and because everything's out focused, it's gonna keep the whole reflection and look really nice. And
well said.
Because it's not a logo or client color thing. If the colors aren't perfect, I think it's still gonna fly. That is why I'm using that here versus one of the others.
So it looks like you have tracked your shot, Brother Dill, and then stabilized. Use that 3D track to stabilize the shot to assist in screen placement. All right. While Andy tweaks his screen, his bilinear, which is not a euphemism, it's actually what he's doing. Let's pop over to Britt and see how he's coming along. Oh, Britt is back in Flame, which means he's finished tracking.
Finished tracking.
All right, and that's not tracking that happens in Finland. I mean, it could be.
Yeah, I think they do a good job over there.
I agree.
Look at the look.
They call that the Helsinki maneuver. Look at the focus. Look at the determination.
There it is.
I can't tell the resolution on the feed, but it could be that there is some sweat, beading up on the brows of these two gentlemen. This is about as much of, if not, then we could certainly, use like motion vectors or something, and whatever that, LS sweat or whatever, the accumulation buffer Matchbox, and apply that, as in the patrons chat afterwards. Everybody is very focused. Brian, what are your thoughts as you watch these two legends of visual effects do their thing?
I mean, my thoughts are, Brit's on an old version of Synthesize. We got to get him an upgrade, right?
Right.
There you go.
I mean, that's okay. I get it.
Yep, and nobody's using Mocha.
No. Why use Mocha for a screen replacement? I mean,
thank you. That's actually what's on the back of this shirt. I can't turn around because I'm all wired in, but yeah.
I mean,
Totally.
in our defense, it would probably be a pretty boring show if we were just like, yeah, and then they just did that.
True.
Right. More time for drinking.
There's that.
Britt, for the benefit of the audience at home, could you just zoom in on your screen there?
This?
Yeah.
Oh, so what I have is a very poorly aligned camera right now. I'm gonna go ahead.
That's how I roll.
Yes, that also is how I roll.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and mess with this, but I'm not gonna spend too much time messing with it right now because I want to get to the.
Yeah, no, I think probably the best use of your time would be to rename every one of those axes that came in with the camera import.
Yeah, you got to label everything correctly.
Yep. Otherwise, what's the point? But yeah, I've been in your position a million times. You got a track there that's getting you most of the way, and you're going to tweak your way to success.
Yeah, we're gonna move on for now. We'll come back.
Come back to that.
Come back.
All right, 37 minutes on the clock, friends. 8 minutes have passed. I'm going to try to give you things in base 8 time intervals just to make it easy for everyone to understand. Andrew Miller in the chat, Brian, says, Mocha would have been my choice here, but both solves look great.
Solution. The word is solution.
The word is solution.
Solution.
And yes, Josh, you heard me correctly. But, the heart hears what the heart hears. All right, let's bounce over to Brother Dill's screen and check in on the man in Vermont.
All right, sorry, I'm jumping around a lot. I am defocusing the plate.
Gotcha. And, I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to, while we were zoomed away, it looked like we missed your blur technique. What are you doing? How are you doing this? What was your weapon of choice?
I'm using the Y lens blur.
Aha.
As I love, and I've got a, basically I've just got the action outputting the screen, and then a second one outputting a gradient. And then when I blur it, if we make it big, I can pick the focal point.
Nice. Beautimous. Puddle Hopper 604 in the chat is wondering, is there going to be a counter to show how many times they've hit save as they work? Oh. That's clearly, I don't know his name, but that is clearly, or their name, but that is clearly an experienced flame artist.
Do we get bonus points for 0?
You do. In a game with no points, you get absolutely bonus points for not saving your work. Austin also has caught that Brother Dill is an auto key on type of flame artist, which says a lot. All right, we're now using the master keyer for suppression. Look at that. It was nice of them to use like 02550 for green on that screen there. Oh, Brother Dill is dialing in. He's dialing in the exposure of that screen right now.
So I guess the other question is this, so this isn't necessarily going to color?
No, this is already graded.
Okay, so nobody
needs
already
graded. Nope. You are dealing with graded footage. A commercial this is.
Where'd you get the footage, Andy?
Artgrid.io.
Nice.
Not yet a sponsor, but you know,
You'll get there.
I'm open to anything. Yeah, I'm open to anything.
Call me.
Nice.
My new
All
favorite
right.
stock footage search is exclude generative AI.
Oh, yes, that's important.
Yes.
Okay.
See your options dwindle, by the way.
Yeah, when I read how I've been reading how some of the major stock houses are going to be dealing with generative, and I figured that was going to be a challenge, to not to pollute the pond.
The pond is polluted.
All right, let's switch back over to Britt. Check in on Britt's work. 33 minutes left in this Renderdome challenge.
What? Nah.
All right, so Britt, have you finished your tracking and you're moving on to the comp, or are you still tweaking?
No, I'm moving on to the comp. This track might not be any good, but I got
Nice.
the time.
It's enough to at least get just the note, can you fix the tracking? And it's great.
There
Yeah.
you go.
That's all I want.
It's Andy Dill letting everyone know how to give your client something to comment on, and then they won't come up with their own comments. Perfect. That's how we stay sane.
Yeah. Put the wrong audio mix on. That's a good trick.
There you go. Britt building his holdout mat, or holdback mat, as some call it, to kind of restore the source back on top. Brian, I got a question from someone in the chat who was wondering the recording that you're doing of this. Is that like an ISO recording? Will we get a recording of each stream, or is it just a recording of the playback?
Just the playback. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm reading chat. What are we saying here? Second playback is always louder. What does that mean? I'm confused. Anyway, yeah, it's a record of the full stream. ISO recording would be professional.
Yeah,
Get what you pay for.
you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. Our friend Finn in the chat says, "I would be done already with Nuke, but it would take 3 hours to render." So yes, that's amazing. Here we go. Let's see. We're back with Britt. Drawing some kind of a mask. You guys both flame hotkeys, or you?
Yeah.
Flame hotkeys.
Okay, I knew I liked you.
It's the way to be.
Britt, how you feeling right now? This is
Feeling good. Vielen Dank. That actually means thank you very much. Trying to learn German for anyone in the audience out there.
Have Finn give you some notes.
looking at you, Finn. Yes. Nice. Oh, looks like Britt is now dialing in the exposure. All right, let's switch back over to Brother Dill and see how his shot's coming along.
Let me just. Let me reset your 12 minutes of music you gave me.
Hey, oh, that's right. I remember that from last time. Now that it's too late.
If anything,
I need to make an hour's worth of music for you.
If anything, you're consistent.
Note to self.
What are you doing?
Brother Dill, what part of the process are you on now?
I am going to do the cleanup on the webcam up here, and then the little thingy down at the bottom.
Nice. And Brian, we've lost our countdown clock.
Yeah, it's still going. I'm just it's hiding. It doesn't like to come out. It's a little shy. 27 minutes.
27 minutes left to go, friends. Andy is going in and painting.
Yeah.
That damn piece of tape.
Where's your co-host today, Andy? You're going solo. Mr.
Jeff
Kyle,
is traveling.
perhaps?
He's
Jeff's
traveling. He was very upset. He wanted to. He definitely wanted to be here for, as he called it, a part of Logic history. Josh Lawrence in the chat there. Painting is such a drag. I love that man. He is just wonderful.
Oh, I get it.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Great
Now, is
question
there
from
anything
Henry.
as-
Do you see that, Andy? Let me ask you live. Henry asks, as a newer flame artist, how long would you expect this to take someone like me? I can't imagine doing this type of thing in an hour alone. LOL.
Oh, that's a great question, Henry. I think for me, the easiest way to kind of think about, like bidding a job or bidding a shot is just break things up into either 4 hours or 8 hour tasks. Either this is going to take a half a day or it's going to take a full day, and like 4 hours might seem like a lot for something like this, but maybe with the exception of Renderdome, you never do a shot once. There's always some amount of like back and forth. And so if you budget yourself a little bit extra time, like the desire is always to say, I can get this done as quickly as possible. But in reality, there's going to be a bunch of unknowns. So that's my advice or my suggestion. I think,
Yeah, I'd put a day
to
for
a day.
this.
Yeah. There are a lot of things in here that clearly Britt and Andy have dealt with before, like the challenges, the soft focus and the no tracking marks and all that kind of stuff. So, experience is just kind of like failing along the way. You learn by like struggling, and then you kind of go from there. So I hope that helped answer your question, Henry, and welcome to Flame.
Yeah.
All right, we're looking back at Britt here.
All right.
Yo, what are you up to, Britt?
I'm just finishing the screen. I'm gonna leave it for now and put some edges on the wish list, some suppression, some color correction, but I'm gonna move on to a different task and give myself a little break.
Cool. I love that. It's kind of what I was alluding to at the beginning of this. Is there are a bunch of things to do, And so if you reach a point, and this is how I work, if you ever reach a point where like either you hit a wall or you got to figure something out, move on to another task. You know, and usually when I move on to another task, that frees up brain cycles because I'm not stressed out or worried or whatever, and then I can get back onto the first task. Checking the chat here. Like, yes, Sinan's answer in the chat. It takes 30 years plus 1 hour to do the shot. And that's perfect. Congratulations, Sinan. Excellent. All right, we're about almost at the halfway point. We got 23 minutes left. And this is good. I think you're starting to see also part of the Flame creative process. Certain things happen quickly out of the gate, and then you get bogged down with the minutia.
Yeah, you just get into the tiny weeds.
Mm-hmm.
Like painting on a frame when you should have painted on a sequence.
Uh-oh.
It's fine. It's an easy fix. I already fixed it.
It's an easy fix now.
Yeah. Thank you, Flame 2022 or whenever that was.
Bonus points in the chat for anybody in the chat who knows what version of Flame did they introduce the option to edit your paint strokes and change your paint strokes from single frame to sequence. Prior to that, we had one of Mike Vaglianti's Python scripts that was a lifesaver.
Yeah.
It's like, raise your hand if you ever tried to edit the text file of like the paint node to change that and end up
I would just
ruining
redo all
everything.
the work.
Like faster.
All right.
I don't even know what horrible music stock choice this is now.
No, it's actually starting me. It's giving me an opportunity to kind of be like
bringing it
kinda
down
look,
a notch.
Look inward and think about my own Flame journey. You know, thinking about Henry and Sinan in the chat.
I just
and the
always
journey we've all
imagine
been on together.
I just always imagine the composers just like, we got one.
Yeah. What do
Holy,
you think of this progression, Gladys?
somebody downloaded it today. God, gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah. Chordprogression.ai or whatever website made this.
I will skip ahead. Thank you.
No, this is good. It kind of makes me want to give an inspirational speech.
Hit and see what we got. Here comes the hard cut.
Michael and Brooks are saying Flame 2024 for editable paint strokes. There you go.
There's a little bit better energy.
I'm gonna do a little cheating. Okay.
Oh, I see what you're doing there, Andy Dill.
Yeah, I got a couple of frames where all my really sloppy paint looks really bad. So I've got to handle those directly.
So are you fixing those frames, or are you making every other frame in the shot just as bad? Because there are really two ways to approach this problem.
True. I didn't really think about the latter option there.
I think Brian is checking the levels of the music or something on his phone,
Yeah.
which is great because it looks like this is like how my dad talks on the phone too. It's amazing. It's like on speakerphone, but it's kind
What
of
do
up
you
into your
mean?
ear.
What are you talking? What are you talking about? Listen. I mean, these things
I said
just
we'll
don't
be
work.
there on Sunday. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, those are the headphones that we're not
Okay.
using. That's it.
Fine. Everything's fine.
Nice.
Everything's fine. I got these awesome new headphones. If you really want to know, I have these incredible new headphones, but I didn't know they were Bluetooth only, and like that does not work for mixing pro audio.
I hear you. Oh, this is pro audio. I was wondering what the definition of that was. I think Josh is onto something. That for the next Renderdome, we're just going to do a Flame trivia contest with teams. Amazing.
I ended up throwing out that paint node, and I just did another one.
All right.
I'm sure everybody cares, but
No. The audience at home is this is why we're here. Let me check in on Britt and see how his comp is going.
Going good. Removing the tape, and gonna do the camera next.
Nice.
It's great. You know what? We're actually.
Oh, it's getting serious now.
Yeah.
Under 20 minutes.
Well, under 20 minutes.
This is too fast, man.
this is quick.
It flies. They say time flies when you're having fun. I don't know who they are, but they either don't have a watch. Oh my gosh. This is how you feel like when the spot is shipped. This is the music that plays in my head, and you walk out of your flame bay in slow motion, like at 48, and high five your producer on the way out.
Just everybody's winning.
It's great. And then like your boss is there, the owner of the company's there with a wheelbarrow of cash, and they're just throwing money at you because you succeeded, which of course is falling now.
World you live in.
Slow motion, let's call it 72. You know what I mean? And there's 10 times more money falling than they actually threw, because there's actually a prop guy drizzling it from off the top edge of frame. I should actually be writing this as a prompt for like VO3 and see what I get. If anybody in the chat would like to generate that for me, bonus points.
Whoa.
All right. Those are the faces of two determined individuals who have just forgotten that they're on camera.
That's the beauty of it.
I know. That's the beauty of the Renderdome. All right.
I'm happy with that.
Brother Dill is happy. Let me check in the chat. Oh, there's Brooks. Brooks of the prompt was somebody walking out of their office, having succeeded, getting a high five from their coworker, and their boss is just throwing money at them. And I won't accept anything lower than 1080. For that generative, you feel free to use AI to upscale it also.
That's fine.
But just use the good one, okay? See, Brother Dill, you finished your painting. What task are you moving on to now?
Stabilizing the faces.
Oh, all right. Going to be an annoying task because there's a couple of like shaded little bars that go across the talent that are going to have to be rebuilt.
Yep.
$15 minutes left on the clock. 2/3 of our time has already passed. I'm happy to report no one has crashed yet. I mean, they're flame. I can't speak about emotionally or anything like that. So what's your approach here, Brother Bill, to stabilize these people?
So I've got my windows here, and I'm going to make G-masks to encompass each one, scale each one up slightly individually, and stabilize them.
Okay.
In the window. So
nice. One at a time. We're on 2025.2.2, Tim.
I'll never forget from Renderdome 1, I believe, Amanda, the diabolical thought of wanting to like have them do other things like while
Oh
doing
yeah,
this,
yeah, yeah.
like answer movie trivia.
Oh, that's right. That was brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah. Just totally throw you off any sort of flow and yeah, get up and run
Well, that gives
around.
you like the true flame artist experience when you got a room full of clients.
Yeah, you got
You
to
know?
chat with everybody.
Yeah,
yeah.
seriously.
All right. So Andy is stabilizing away. Let's check in with Britt and see what he's up to. Looks like he is cleaning up the top there, the little webcam.
Yeah, yeah.
Mark, the answer is always sushi. When the question was, what's for lunch with the clients, the answer is always sushi. Nice. Well, what's your technique here for this, Britt?
This? Well, I'm going to track it in. So far, I'm not very happy with that. I just got so busy. I didn't align my camera very well. So it's been a heck of a day so far of just hacking through rotations. But
Mm-hmm.
then I'm going to divide and multiply. Try to get some of the reflection back, but I think I might change how I do this. How much time do I have left?
We have 12 minutes.
Oh my god.
Plenty of time.
Plenty of time, man. Plenty of time.
There. I have another idea for this.
I don't know. No comment on this track.
It's a strange song.
Yeah.
We've gone
This-
NC-17.
this is the song my
Renderdome's
parents
gone
got married to.
NC-17.
And I don't know what you're talking about. I remember my father saying it's reminded him of the stories of his father growing up in Romania. That's what this music reminded him of. All right, looks like Dill is rebuilding. He's doing that thing flame artists do sometimes, rebuilding an element that no one will ever even notice is there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
What'd you do
one
there?
person
Oh, I
will
rebuilt
notice it was there. The person who the creative who made the comment. That's who we are here to. We're here to make happy. That's what we do.
Mm-hmm. Do the work.
Do the work. Bring it.
I love this song.
I have to talk to Randy about this. This is from the folder of songs that he had pulled for Renderdome 2 or something. So again, it's on me. I never listened to them. I was just like, oh, found music. Let me just pass that on to Brian.
Sweet. No rights involved? All right, we're in.
Oh no, these are all like we had like a bunch of Adobe stock credits and used them to buy these songs. And so
That's amazing.
and I know that we had this conversation after the last one. We should get like sports music or something.
You can't blame Randy for me. That's my official contribution to the stream. I maybe
what?
have been downloading tracks without listening to them during the show.
Oh, that
and
was
just
you?
throwing them right into from.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Okay, that's okay.
You know-
Maybe sort by length, and see what the longest music track is, so we can get through some.
It's YouTube. There'll be some 10-hour loop. Of like a Megan Trainor song or something.
Under 10
All
minutes.
right.
9 minutes.
We are under 10 minutes, 9.5 minutes left to go.
Is it pens down with a render or pens down without a render?
Oh, let's do pens down with a render.
With a render.
Yeah. Well, we'll do
Wrong
it without
answer.
a render. Pens
Wrong
down without
answer.
a render.
Wrong answer.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, bring it back
Oh,
for the end
it's like-
track.
Britt has got some frequency separation going on. Love it.
Good enough.
It's like you asked like music.ai to do a riff of Saint Elsewhere or something.
Oh, nice reference.
Thank you.
I have
Oh my God. Brooks just put in the Logic Discord in the kitchen channel his, he ran that prompt on some Gen AI tool, and it's exactly what we asked. I don't know if I can download this.
Yeah.
Save image. Yes. I'm going to send this to Brian.
Yeah. Put it in the folder.
Yeah. Oh my God. Thank you, Brooks. All right. It's an animated GIF, Brian. It's called Walking Out.
Oh, a GIF.
And as we approach 7.5 minutes, I'm going to be inspired by this music to just say that I think it's really been amazing watching two dedicated, experienced, well-traveled flame artists.
Are you just doing this because of the music?
Yeah, oh, yeah. I don't mean any of this. You know, this is what happens when this live improv class that I've decided to call Renderdome 4. You know, Brian plays the music and I just come along with it. There you go.
I mean,
yes,
it was that kind of party.
What we did after the fact, or should I explain some silly things to him?
What is going on here? Something expected.
I mean, if you want to just have your music moment.
Oh, yeah. We'll have a music moment. Don't worry. All
I just
right.
know I'm going to have to rebuild the little meeting of the beat graphic.
Well, I'm sorry. Brian, could you bring the music down a little bit? I can't hear Andy Dill. What was that?
Oh, because the woman in the middle here gets stabilized, the meeting ID bounces around. So I got to frame that out and then remove a little bar. It's not a big deal, but just pointing it out as a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
I think the dude on the right might be okay, but the two women on the, or the dude on the left. Anyway.
What's going on?
In the chat right now, our friends in the chat are having a wonderful, having a wonderful time throwing out things a client might say about, like, you know, just rando change requests and everything for the screen fill. It's amazing.
Oh God.
No.
Can we swap the upper right person with the lower left person? Will that be too much trouble? Austin says in the chat, imagine how many more product sales this spot will get now that the people are stabilized. It's true. It's true. I used to work on a fast food account, and you know, the creatives would come in with like really particular notes, like moving one sesame seed. And the producer from the agency was great. He would always say, like, well, that's going to sell 2 more sandwiches in Wichita. So I'm really glad we're taking the time to do this right now. Brian, have you ever had a sandwich in Wichita?
Yeah, that's what I'm sorry. I was lost thinking about a sandwich in Wichita.
Oh my God.
Different than Boston?
Yeah.
I like sandwiches.
Oh yeah. It's more Miracle Whip, less mayo.
Oh, now we're talking.
4 minutes, my friends.
4 minutes.
All right.
BJ puts in the chat, maybe the client sells earthquake-proof meeting rooms. Perfect.
Oh, it's too messy.
All right.
All right. Let's
Andy Dill is doing that technique where I'm going to spend 10 times longer than the time it would take to retype this by trying to save it with keying. I don't blame him.
It works.
Client's very particular about the font. Three minutes to go, my friends. 3 minutes. The chat has now moved on to sandwiches. Britt is now zoomed in, dealing with edges, spill,
it's not
and
gonna, it's not gonna-
his choices. Two minutes to go, my friends.
2 minutes. This is fun. You know, this is fun.
This is fun.
57 people watching on a Sunday. I love it.
Right?
Something to it.
There's something to it. I'm telling you. When I think about, you know, all the television history that was made over the years, Brian, you know, famous first color TV broadcast, you know, live images from the moon, and Renderdome 4. You know, there's a straight line that you can draw from Philo Farnsworth right to Brian Fox right now.
Just checking the chat for
Andy
Netflix
Dill
and
has
stuff.
clearly hit the render button. I can tell by his body position right now.
Lack of available hands. Yeah.
That's the flame artist look right now. Where like you're like, you know what? I've hit render, and now I'm just gonna do what the hell I've done.
And realistically, like even if something's horribly wrong, there's not a lot I could do about it right now. So
Right.
Yeah,
Did you save before you rendered?
nope.
All right, good. On brand to the very end. 35 seconds.
36.
I did manage to T-tap the render node, though. I'd like to point that out to
Nice.
all of
We've
the
all been there.
supervisors I've ever worked with in my life.
Yep.
Thank God I can turn the
What?
mic.
All right. 15 seconds, my friends.
10 seconds.
We're coming down to the last few seconds. I want to thank both of you for being a part of Renderdome 4. And that'll do it, my friends.
Oh, I've got
That's it for Renderdome. A big round of applause for our two flame artists today, Andy and Britt, who are actively rendering. While they're rendering, they both are in the render position right now, I can tell.
Yeah,
Andy Dill, your thoughts?
This was a lot.
All right.
So,
Britt
it
can't. No.
was nicely challenging, and I think I did a pretty good job with it. But I do think if I took a full day, it would be quite a bit nicer.
It would be at least 8 times better.
I mean,
the
you know,
1
but
hour
it's
that
that
you spent.
logarithmic 8 times, right?
Right,
Like,
right. I hear you. But I know exactly what you mean. It's a lot of like broad strokes, and then you have to dial in the details. And Britt, what are your thoughts?
I found it quite difficult. Just to like, the problem was it was everything stacks up against you. Like, because I felt like it was like, okay, I want to do my camera track and I want that to be solid, but then I got too worried about not having time to do everything else. And so in retrospect, I wish I would have gone in, set up my, my camera so it was better aligned, things like that. But, I just figured, whatever, man, cameras is cameras, like, but it did add a little bit of difficulty to it. And then obviously the green screen itself was not a great, of a great quality or anything like that. So it definitely was something where it was like, okay, I had a hard time with edges, and I mean that's the stuff where I would go back and fix, and even some stuff like the paint stuff. It's like I just it's too hard to go back on what you like. I'm a person who loves to go back on what I've started, to throw things at the wall, but you feel so committed to it. You're like, well, I've begun this idiotic thing. I mean, it's a lot like life. It's like I've begun this idiotic thing. I guess I better just finish it. So yeah, it was. I found it hard. Found it very hard.
Yeah.
Very insightful. That's I mean, in many ways, this is the task that we do as flame artists every day.
Yeah.
You're given something 9 times out of 10, you have no idea what you're going to be handed before you have to get started. And then, you begin the process. And like you said, Britt, all those decisions that you make, they stack up along the way.
Yeah.
And is anything ever really done? I mean, is it ever really finished? Are you ever really happy?
Yeah. You got to go in and do a special edition. Put Jabba the Hutt in here.
You got to replace the guns with walkie-talkies, right? And flashlights.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Who shot first? All right. Do either of you have a render we can take a look at?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I also have a render.
Let's show Andy's first. All right.
Okay.
Here's Andy's. Or if you want to just loop in, Andy. Let me go full on it too. So.
Nice.
I mean, I've got some.
So,
but
Brother Dill, if you had more time, what would you do? What would be the some of the things on your list? Be your own harshest critic.
Yeah. So the big thing that's sticking out to me right now is the black levels aren't matching, and you can see it in the borders. Like the actual blacks, these sort of maroonish things that are reflecting across the top of the camera area.
Mm-hmm.
So I would grade that in nicer, or key it better, somewhere in there, so that just all lived a little more.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. It just is. It's distracting me, and then. But I think that would take a while. The patch I did up above the camera, the roto's a little too tight in the wrong direction. Could be a little softer. That would look nicer. Those are the big things that bother me. The background patch paint, if you know what to look for, there's a little bit of a smear right at the tail of the shot that goes down.
Oh, you know what? I think we were watching Britt's screen when you cleaned that up, the little reflection over there. I didn't even notice.
But I mean, I think, honestly, for an hour's work, I'm quite proud.
Nice. Congratulations.
Also, the screen's a bit overexposed. I should have knocked that down. They're bright from the sunlight bouncing off the screen, which shouldn't be.
Nice. All right, Britt, you got a render we can check out?
I do.
All right. Let's flip over to Britt's screen.
All right. This is what I ended up with.
Oh, would you mind making that full screen?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wait. Oh. All right.
All right. Take us through it, Britt.
So the obviously the glaring issue is right now it's just tracking funky. So like, it's something where if I had more time, I would have just immediately gone back into Synthize and fixed that camera alignment. But I think that if I had more time, I would have worked, more on those edges. Obviously, I totally forgot about the reflection above. So I would rely on someone shouting about that to me. But and work on the edges to try to eliminate more more of that spill while still having the same control of the additive key. But yeah, it was really hard. Like I just in terms of just like trying to get something, I guess you just don't think about how long something takes until it's like I have like 7 minutes per each of these tasks. Like,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But I think, well, first of all, great job. Everyone's loving it in the chat. You know, and you're right. I mean, this is certainly something that could not be completed in 1 hour, you know, but it was amazing to see the two of you attack this task, you know, in your own respective ways. I think you both kind of brought home a key point, one of those like tenets of compositing that if you have a good track, like everything else kind of just falls into place, you know.
Yeah.
And especially like a camera track, you know, if it's something you can do yourself, great. If it's something you have to get from the match move department or somebody else, great. But it really is so beneficial. And I think this is probably the best time for me to, you know, let the audience at home know that Boris FX offers many great tracking solutions that you can that you can find it. No, they do. But I just want to congratulate both of you for really for putting it all out there, you know, and agreeing to do this. It's not an easy task. It's certainly, you know, one of the, again, like one of the tenets of flame artists is we're always sometimes kind of nervous, you know, to do the flame work in front of our peers. And, you know, but I hope you both agree with me that once you do this, it's the greatest thing ever. And at the end of the day, it just like the rising tide lifts all ships, you know. Everybody watching, thank you very much, Brian. Thank you very much. But you know, people, everybody watching gets to learn by watching others. So, congratulations to both of you.
Well, thanks. It was a lot of fun, and I'm really glad that it's done now.
That it's done.
Well, we have a little prize for both of you. You both have won a 12-month license of the entire Boris FX suite.
Well, thank you.
Brought to you by Boris. It's everything that Boris makes.
Great
Nice.
job, both guys. Amazing work. I won't even tell you how far I would have got in 45 minutes. I don't quite know. Maybe footage would have been loaded or something somewhere at that point. No, but great job. I'm always fascinated to see different approaches, right? Because you never get to see how other people work, and then two people trying to do the same task is fascinating to me. So great job, both.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I will say I'll share. There's a Morgan in the chat just said as a non-flame artist that was kind of exciting, and so I want to thank you, Morgan, for that. And again, thank you, Andy Dill, for being back.
Very welcome.
Thank you, BRITT CIAMPA, for being back in the Renderdome, or for joining us in the Renderdome. I hope you'll be back again. And thank you for contributing so much to the Logik community. And thank you, Brian Fox, for making all of this possible.
Thank you. Thank you for the music. Shout out to Britt for bravery and courage coming in against a defending champ who's done this.
Yeah.
Knows it, right? Knows
Practically
the
my
intensity
job at this point. Yeah.
of it, right? So great job, Britt. That was fun to watch.
Absolutely. All right, my friends. I just have a couple of things housekeeping wise that I just want to share before we head on over to the patrons chat on Zoom. Britt and Andy, did I send you the link for the patrons chat on Zoom? It just occurred to me that I don't believe I did.
I don't think I have it either.
All right, so I will send it to all three of you once we finish up here, just to show you, Brian. I too am the professional streamer.
Just following your lead.
After 149 of these, I seem to get it all right.
Yeah, I've only got the email to watch what we just did.
Oh, there you go.
That's the last email I got from you.
It's a journey. It's a journey. I just wanted to, Brian, if you don't mind bringing up I have those two IBC slides. IBC, friends, is IBC 2025 is September 12th through the 15th in Amsterdam. Logik is going to be back. And we've got a whole bunch of events that we're planning out and they're coming together. If you wouldn't mind going to the second screen there. On Saturday, September 13th, we're going to be doing an entire day of masterclasses that are free, thanks to a generous sponsorship by our friends at LucidLink. And then we're putting together another Logik party sponsored by Autodesk and HP. So I want to thank them for making all that possible. And I hope you'll be able to join us in Amsterdam this year. It was a fantastic time last year, and there's always great things when flame artists get together. So thank you very much to Brian, to Andy, to Britt, and to everyone out there in Logic Land. Thank you for tuning in today. And we're going to do this again, hopefully later this summer. We're not going to wait 3 years. If you would like to partake in it, right? If you're not going to, I'm sorry, if you'd like to participate and be a contestant in Renderdome, or if you have a suggestion for the kind of challenge you'd like to see, you can message me on the forum. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Have a great week, flame artists.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.